All right, all right. Looks like we are live. Cool. So I'm currently getting this installed. I accidentally installed the weekend alpha rather than the early access version of the game. So I'm gonna take a quick moment to go ahead and remedy that error. As you know, I'm a dunce sometimes. By the way, we're gonna hopefully be able to pick up where we left off, and if not, shouldn't really matter too much. I think I understand the basics of getting all the automation and everything set up. Just take us a little bit longer to do that. I'm gonna see if I can set up enough stream time to try to automate pretty much everything here, or at least get to the last tier of materials in Satisfactory, and we'll see where we go from there. Should be a fun journey. The game definitely surprised me a bit with the beta during the alpha, and I was interested enough to go ahead and try to do a bit more with it. So we will be getting that started tonight. I'll probably continue on through the rest of the week, and then after this, I might get back to Devil May Cry 5. So I have to finish the Sons of Sparta difficulty and get the Dante Must Die and do all that nice stuff. And then I'm not sure where I want to go from there, but I'll figure it out. Currently, I have been working on outlines for a video that I had planned for a very long time, and I promised people I would put up. So once that's done, it's probably going to be a bit lengthier than some of my videos. Not the gameplay ones, but those that are more opinionated. And I'm going to try to cover quite a bit of info there, though I don't know if some people will enjoy everything that I'm covering, but we will see. But at the same time, it should be kind of fun. I want to definitely improve the overall sort of narrative aspects of some of the opinion videos that I've been doing, and work on those as time comes. We're at about 75% now, so won't be long now. Should probably actually finish the rest of the setup that I need here. Let's go ahead and pop the chat window out so I can see it. Chat should show up on screen for you guys if you type as well. So that'll be kind of baked into the video, just in case it gets sliced up for anything else later on. All right, that's up. Don't have to worry about that. Close that. No, it's verifying now. I didn't expect that. Okay. We got our chat up. Also been thinking about creating a question, a hashtag or something, specifically for the people that drop questions for me. I realized that over the time that I've spent on YouTube with all of the comments and everything that are there, it's kind of hard to fish things out without keywords. So if I can create a hashtag for people that want to leave me ideas that I should return to or search for at some point, it'll be a good idea to actually get that thought up. I haven't come up with anything that I actually like yet. All right, here we go. Let's get that started. Ooh, I like the launcher. Bam. Okay, take a moment for everything to get adjusted. All right, early access info. Greetings, pioneers. Welcome to the early access of Satisfactory. Currently, we have tiers 1 through 6 implemented, but as development goes on, more tiers and new features will be added. Okay, so that means that even though they have the 6 tiers added, they're adding more features to the game, which could possibly mean more things to research or just more HUD stuff or ways to interact with things. That would probably be a good idea. And that's aside from, you know, actually seeing what Tier 7 will hold when the game launches. You will experience bugs, crashes, visual performance, all of that was in the alpha. We collected gameplay, or we are collecting gameplay related data for play sessions. Allows us to see problems. Good, good. Okay, so I think we can actually unlock the Caterium research chain. What is that? Maybe a new mineral? Added work in progress localization to a number of languages. Okay, this could be for some things that maybe you don't get the research here. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Boom. And that got me set up back. Okay. So I think we can just continue from exactly where we left off before. All right. This looks a bit different, which means that they may have made some changes to the way that the video and stuff links or looks. Yeah, that's good. No. Can I turn that off? Yes. Thank you. A little bit. Fine. Don't like all the extra foliage. Ultra view distance. Keep that around 90. Did I type in the box? No. Left or right? Work? No, you have to drag. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good. What's going on, Biscuit? Okay. Alright, so for the most part, it looks like we're still exactly where we were before. Problem is, now I kind of want to redesign everything. Alright, so this is our iron ore, okay? This is the second smelter. Actually, change this first. This is still running off of biofuel. That's a problem. And we got a portable miner here. Why? What do I have access to as far as tech? Powerful power lines, productions, craft bench. Oh, wait a minute. No, this isn't. This is the one that I did for like the really short video. That was the one from the old stream, and that was the first one that I attempted. Okay. Yeah, let's go back here. All right. Same place, but things took me long enough to realize that Warframe only have one frame that has a nuke that can break containers, and that it is only Limbo's ult. Yeah, that's the one with that guy built. Okay. So, using everything that I've practiced and learned about the game so far, we can probably do a bit better than we have been, although, I think I researched chainsaw, but I don't have chainsaw? We don't have chainsaw yet, because chainsaw requires reinforced iron plates and screws. Yeah, Limbo is the only container smasher extraordinaire in Warframe at the moment that I'm aware of. Okay. Main thing that I needed, I have like the ability to make biofuel and stuff like that. Oh, actually, one of the first things that I wanted to see, if only Soundquake could break containers and we get primed vacuum, that would be the dream. Whoa. There was, okay, so the Summer Sloop is still a whip. The Mercer Sphere is still a whip. Okay. The analysis of the yellow power slug is complete. Use a new specimen.
The crystals on this slug can be harvested and converted into 2 power shards that function with current fix-it technology. Several buildings would be capable of performing over 100% capacity if infused. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 2.
So I need 100 cables here. And what is this? Regular iron plates? Oh, jump pads. So I need to do those, I guess. Need to throw the production up here. But I don't think I'm really pumping out the fuel that I need. So one of the things I should have realized a long time ago here is that yeah. Go ahead and clip you. Okay. And you. And then we're going to just cable you to this. Build a new power pole. Actually, I should just put this here, and then deploy this one to this, and then let him power that. When you get the coal generator, 1 coal node can power 5 generators. Something like that. But what this does is this allows you to essentially, I think, combine the amount of power being produced here. What I was doing before is I was forcing everything to sort of maximize each generator individually, and now I shouldn't have to do that. These are all on. No, okay. And then the question I have is, does it load balance? And I think it does. Okay, yeah, we're good. So if you overheat, like the benefit of separating everything is that if you overheat one thing or overload one generator, it just shuts down what's attached to that one generator. Insert fuel, yeah, okay. Whereas if you have a large network of powered stuff, it just groups all the power together, and fluctuations really don't hurt you unless like you tap out all of the generators at once. I'm not sure if distance or anything plays a part into it yet. That's still something I have to look into. And I have run across a few coal nodes. I don't think I have the research necessary to harness coal power yet, though. What I have not been doing is optimizing the actual... Oh gosh, what happened? Duck keys. Optimizing like each node that I have been working out of. The only things that are anywhere near close. This guy's still... No? That one? Oh, okay. You... Supposed to go to that. Okay. I think everything should basically be restored. Yeah, now we're back near peak, but... Okay, I gotta smooth that out. Or maybe that was just from some of the machines rebooting. Alright, no, we're good. I do need to get the coal, though. I don't think I have the biomass burner. No, I don't have the coal power yet. I think that's the next upgrade that I can go for. I have what I need for this, right? No. Look milestone, a walkway, color gun, yellow shards. Oh, really? I should already have... Oh, this is just to make the yellow shards. I already have the ability to overclock. Coal power. Coal power is going to be available once I have made a bunch of rotors, reinforced iron plates, and cable. Yeah, I'll see that when I get there. Alright, so that doesn't really make me think of anything. Let's actually look to get into coal power now. Rather than wasting a bunch of plates just trying to do something else. Wait a minute. Did the milestone just hold on to my stuff? Jump pads. Select it. Yeah, it did. Alright. Give me those back. Oh, you can't. So you can put them in even if you can't see it, but you can't take them out. That's weird. Alright. It just kidnapped my gear. Might as well just finish it then. One, two, and it's out of here. Alright, so if we go over to coal power.
Buildings aimed at factory traversal, including several different categories of jump pads, can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
Yes, because you will get smashed. I think this is underclocked right now. No, that's normal, which means that is also normal. This is the one that's... Oh no, these are making plates. Plates are normal. The ones that get underclocked are rods unless you split them. Okay. Yep. Okay. Rotors, I think, are just a bunch of screws and rods. Which means I can probably just take all of the rods out and manually craft those. Where is it? Down here. Yep, rods and screws. Screws are also rods. But I don't have enough power to just sit here and like wait for all of these to craft, so I should probably move ahead a bit. Look for, what was that? Oh, there's another summer sloop, but that is still not a usable item. There need to be a UI that show all machinery information, and you can move, sell, and overclock them at will from any distance. Actually, that's specifically what they're not trying to do. like part of the first person experience for this game seems to be that they want you to have to like manually look at the machines until you move into the technology that lets you like sort of oversee everything with less physical effort. I know that there's computers and things that you get to create later on, and maybe they allow that sort of like gameplay, but you have to tech up to it. Which is funny because everything's able to be overclocked and like you can just zap things in, but like you don't have a computer already. It's gamey, but you know, it's nice. Okay, I should start using beacons too, so I know where like things that I want to return to are set up. Tree, nuts, barrel nuts. Okay, pure coal. Alright. Well, I guess I can get started if I want to hold some of this now. Inventory is not too full. Just going to each machine and doing it gets so tedious. Yeah, but I mean, with these games, like, it's supposed to be tedious in the beginning, and the whole point is for you to learn how to make it less tedious via the automation and systems that are set up. Because while it's tedious to get them created in the first place, once you do actually have it done, that's it. Like, there's no coming back and doing it again. You just, you have it for eternity. As long as they don't put in, like, you know, decaying, like, returns or eventually have veins dry up. But right now, it doesn't look like any of that's here. And so we'll deal with it if it shows up. So much stuff. Alright, pod's almost back. I guess the best question for me would be...
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Okay. Until you crash and have to reset all the power cells to overclock shit because of bug. The game has periodic autosaves, so that shouldn't be an issue either. Like, I'm sure it might knock you out of, like, whatever interval the autosaves kick in at, but it shouldn't be like, you know, you have to start over from, like, another tier or complete another milestone all over again. Like concrete on me. It's probably going somewhere. They can have this now. Do I have... I don't have the power for it. I would need to build more generators, and I don't want to do that right now. It doesn't matter. But this is also early access. I'm expecting some bugs. Like, maybe not a billion, but definitely some. I'll need to throw those away. Same ore that I can't use. I'm not even sure if it's available. Bauxite, which I probably won't be able to make or use for quite some time. Oh, you don't have to take the power cells back. You can leave the power cells in. Like, you could leave power cells in every machine that you find or build. I do want to go find some other stuff, though. There's a way to get back up from down here, because I did accidentally fall into it last stream. The overclock bug is at the moment the most annoying bug, and they seriously need to get it fixed. I have no idea what the overclock bug is, so feel free to enlighten me. But I haven't experienced it myself. I'm not getting it. Like, I'm not getting the bug, or... all just rods. I can just automate these into screws if I'm willing to connect everything to that generator. I'm not overclocking anything. Yes, you can leave the cell in, but if you crash and log back in, you have to re-overclock the machine. Is the machine running 100%? One cell can make you up. I know. One cell is 150, then you have 200 and 250. You need 3 cells to max it out. It auto saves the data at 125%. Also, when you log back into the game with or without a crash. When you're mid-game with over 30 machines at the same time, that bug gets super annoying. I think I loaded from an autosave though, and all of my stuff is fine. Unless that bug was newly introduced, in which case it would probably only affect machines created after it. I don't want a miner. I want... go with just a constructor, and I'm missing cables. The bug's been in since the game was playable. I don't know. The overclock rates for all my machines have been fine. This was just these. I gotta go make the cables before I can make another constructor. Alright, so let's craft up a few cables, and then we can set down a constructor, and then just start crafting a bunch of cables. We can probably split the copper production into cables and then flat copper, which I know is going to be needed later. By playable, I'm also talking pre-early access. You mean pre-alpha? Like before the alpha was available? Because the version of this I originally played was the alpha. Okay, so this is the constructor after the smelter. Oh crap, no. That's a problem. I survived. I need to not do that again. And I have no food on me. Okay, let's try not to get hit again before I get out of here. So hopefully I don't get randomly swarmed by a pack of bugs. No food. All the streamers I watched play the game had the same issue whenever they go back into the game. Either from a save or a crash. That's interesting. I wonder why I specifically have not had it yet. Because that would be a really annoying bug to run into. Especially with the way I underclocked like a lot of my machines after I had access to it. Just because it's kind of not trying to overproduce everything. Until I actually understood what the heck was going on. Okay, so we don't want to fall back in you anymore. Know where that was, but forget about it. There we go. That's the last one. Okay. Reducing the copper. Encroaching on this clearance. I gotta get rid of this first. Okay. Conveyor pole. Is that what I'm looking for? For you built in the right place though. I think that's 6. Still not quite right. Probably try to get on top of this. I wonder, is it because there's not enough space up here? There we go. Okay. Then on this one, in front of it, we can place a constructor. And then that constructor can make the cables. It gets so stupidly tedious to find and reset the overclock on every machine. Nope, I completely agree with that 100%. No questions. If that was something that I had to do here, then I would probably be very upset with the game and promptly deliver that feedback. That's not even what I'm trying to build anymore. Every time I look at chat, I forget what I'm thinking. Alright, so that's it. Now we're missing the reinforced plates. Which is fine, because I have tons of bars. And we should have some plates rebuilt over there. So many OSHA violations. We don't have to worry about OSHA. There's no pandas here. This is an off-the-grid planet only used for smuggling. No legit business. Actually, let me eat. Hundred of those should make 25. All this production is why Sanctum happened. You know what? I was secretly thinking that like when they release the 7th tier, it's just gonna be like Sanctum turrets, and like it'll open up an area where you actually have to build stuff so you can fight like the looms. So I needed this for the chainsaw, but also for other things that are happening here. Make the 3 of these I need. 1, 2, 3. Not quite enough. I need more screws. Alright, that should be enough to make... Oh no, I forgot. I'm gonna do a ton of plates. Crap. P7, I'm expecting a fusion generator, and it's legit the core from Sanctum. Yeah, pretty much. Get the constructor done on the cable, then we can come back over here. Backwards. Go. Power over here is coming from this. That is tapped out though, so I need more generators, or I need to build a power grid somewhere else. Fine, before we do that, sole purpose is to get this coal stuff ready then. And get all this beef crap out of my inventory. Too bad all those constructors can't produce a single loader. Like, there's so many games I've played, I'm not sure which one you're trying to reference right now. That will easily have saved everything in Sanctum. I don't think they were trying to save anything in Sanctum. They were pretty much just like, we got guns, the looms are coming. Don't let them get near anything. Don't need any of this coal right now. Okay, get that done. Alright. Get the plates and screws necessary to get these rotors and whatnot put together. I can basically toss in the cables. Let me do most of that now since I'm carrying way too much copper. Oh, the loaders from Borderlands. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. But I mean, you don't really... I don't think loaders are as efficient as conveyor belts. Alright, and then we just need the reinforced plates and the rotors. Yeah, but like the first thing I thought of was like the loader from the Alien movie, which I believe is the concept for the loaders in Borderlands. Um, like the original Alien movie. Pretty sure that that loader, that the one that they used to fight the Queen at the end, was the concept for the loader in Borderlands. The powered loader specifically. With its weird looking rotating claw things. Yeah, that's more than enough. These plates. Oh, we need 22 more. And then we get these rotors made, and then after we have the rotors, we have the coal, and then we go searching. Close with the rotors. 8, 2, 3. All right. Full power.
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. An increased focus on the explore and exploit pillar is recommended. Coal is 125% more efficient than biomass and can be
Oh,
automated.
wait, I think I remember where I found the coal. Wait, did they change the map? No. Okay. Yep. There we go. That's it. It was right over there the whole time. The way Satisfactory map is set up, I swear you're supposed to be above the ground where the end map in Sanctum 2 is supposed to be up. That is entirely possible. That is probably why there's a few areas that you can't get into until you get the ability to go through gas. And then the looms and everything else could be near that gas. If I remember, the areas where that are heavily like protected or that you can't get into where the enemy spawns come from in Sanctum have some sort of like a gas filter or screen that's usually preventing you from getting through. Alright, so I didn't think about what I needed when I got over here. I don't have a miner, but I know where I can pick one up because I already have one built. First thing we need to do is get that miner over here. So after we get that miner, we will need a ton of concrete to build platforms. I should have the concrete ready. I can just grab that. So if we grab the concrete and the miner, we can build the platforms that we need for the base of our power station. Then we just need to build this way back over here so I can power all of this stuff without having to deal with the generators that I have over there. All the maps of Sanctum is also man-made platforms over cliff, and this game has nothing but fucking cliffs. I don't think this is the same planet though. I could be wrong. Like, I mean, they don't let you explore the entire planet, just like a decent section of it. But so far, like, they haven't given it a name or anything that makes sense. Like message AB-2. That and there's 2 other sections that you can actually play in that they don't have unlocked yet. This is where I was storing the beacons and the color gun stuff. Did they fix the color gun? Did you? Can you? Yeah, you can actually use the color palette selector now. That's cool. Okay. Color gun now works. I figured they would probably do that for the alpha or the early access. So concrete and a miner. You know, like a portable miner, not like a child. They don't have any of those here as far as I'm aware. Except for me. I am probably a kid just jutted out of a space station and said, go finish this planet, make it technology and stuff. Who are you to say no? No, this wasn't it. Is it over here? Oh no, you know what? I'm thinking of the other save file that I had, so I don't have any miners already built. Silly me. Yeah, this is the precursor to Sanctum. Like, Like, I do know the Sanctum's lore does talk about like some other settlements and things that are attacked by looms. And there's no info on whether Sanctum 1 and 2 take place on the same planet. So that's the only iffy things that don't really know about. Anything in here that's helpful? Not really. Get rid of these. I got a bit of concrete. We need regular plates and rods for the miner, I think. Definitely stuff I have. Want to use. Pollution and waste from your industrial machine cause the animals and stuff to mutate in the environment, or say the planet try and run you off. Well, by the time you get to Sanctum 2, the looms are known about. The looms didn't have... There's really no story to the first Sanctum, so I guess there's really nothing to say about that except for the fact that Sanctum 2 eventually happens. Though we know there's supposed to be like a settlement of humans somewhere, and the organization you work for is off planet. Okay, so here is pure strain of coal. Where are we going with this? Puts this way. Alright, and then lots of foundation. Lots and lots. It start sort of right here, so to speak. Now, I know there was a higher tier of belts. Do I have those yet? Starts at conveyor belt. There's a plus. No, that's just for the to-do list. I know there's an upgrade to conveyor belts. I don't know if they show up individually or you just have to upgrade on top of the old ones, but I'll find out. I have to look at the blueprint list. Mark 4 conveyor belt is the one that moves stuff at 450 per minute. So they go up to 4. I know I saw 2 in the alpha, but that means there's probably some other conveyor belts in tiers 4, 5, and 6. I have enough concrete for this. The first thing we're going to have to do is probably build a splitter. In the right place. That's good enough, I think, because I didn't build the... Okay. Get rid of you. We'll build foundation on top of this just so everything's graded properly. Okay. Still not quite, but okay, good enough. Here's our tier 1 belts. Concrete in this game sure do look like metals. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, constructing anything basically just has random stuff flying in from off screen, so it's kind of hilarious. It's like either it's being constructed by like you know, you just zapping stuff, or you have a team of like Major League Baseball players off screen just chucking materials into existence, which is also kind of hilarious. Okay, so we need to get some form of power over here first. Did I bring any fuel whatsoever? I got a few leaves. And I build a biomass burner to start. Oh, wait, I don't have to. Wow, that's a really good, like, mining rate. When we actually get the coal generators built, we just toss some coal in them. Alright, so what is this? 5? That should be good. Set this up via a bunch of splitters. What is the actual size of the building? Coal generator. Huge. There's an input. It's approximately, what, 3 units long? So this needs to be much wider. I don't have enough concrete. Needs to be something like maybe floor's too steep and can't afford. I need rotors. Okay, that's fine. The concrete in this game sure does look like metal is turning limestone into steel. Such alchemy. Where's the philosopher's stone at? Apparently inside of your taser. I guess after I actually get these coal factories running, I'm pretty sure with like if at 450 units per minute, you could probably overclock the coal generators that you build over there and power probably about half the terrain here with stuff. So per coal generator, assume we're going to build about 10. Modular frames too. Okay. Right now I'm not putting out enough power to, I'm barely putting on enough power now to power the machines that I have running, which are making all of the basic stuff. We got our iron rods, we got our iron plates, and we have our copper wire. So it's all being smelted and processed into the first material. We can't make anything else right now, mainly because we don't have the power to automate it. I'm gonna need the extra cables to, and probably some rods to build the power poles needed to move everything across. Once we have all those done, we no longer have to use the generators that are on the back of the hub. Okay. So we're gonna need 50 rotors, 5 per coal generator. The modular frame's the scary part. Each modular frame is 3 reinforced plate. Me and Screws are going to be really good friends. The taser sure is strong and lethal. It must have very, very high ampage. I wonder how lethal it will be against the idling. I can imagine 4 people randomly just like toe tapping a giant walking monstrosity in the kneecaps or something. Or in the toes. I'm gonna try to get the frames completed first since they're the most complicated. Where are we going with that? Alright, not too worried about the screws. I have plenty of rods over there. This is what I'm worried about. But we'll be able to buff all of our plate production soon anyway. So if each of these takes 3, we're gonna need 90. We need 20 more. Make them. And we don't need any reinforced plates for the rotors, I don't think. No, just rods and screws, which is great. That means once we get these modular frames done. Wait, what else do we need here? That should be it, right? I don't have enough rods. Okay. For 30, it's 6 rods, 180. For the good drop chance. What are you currently playing? Warframe? Yes. Tinking our way to those 30 modular frames. Okay, so that, and then these we got to work on. So we need a ton of screws again. I'm gonna automate the hell out of screw production once this is over. Now I'm just mean with bad puns, right? That's only halfway there. We're gonna have to pull out a whole lot of rods. Now let us put you away, you. Guess I can take this out. We'll be using it in just a few moments. And just take it all. Hey, I'm on time today. Hey, what's going on, Abhinav? Need to be able to make, what, 24 more rotors? And then we are on our way back to start up the coal factory. Go. I'm kind of glad that one of the things that they do in this game is like they don't penalize you for deconstructing things, like you don't lose materials. That would make this a bit more annoying. Pull out a whole lot of rods. Jesus, man, calm down. How many did you have in you? Probably about 500. Just for that last pickup. Maybe even more if we count the ones I pulled out earlier. How much concrete do I have? Not too much. Let's pull out those and then everything else. 900 concrete. We should be able to build something with that. I think we can get a solid ground foundation built with 900 concrete. Something that people will remember and possibly fear. Gotta build more stairs. Wait, what? Oh, I just ran out of power over there. Lovely. Not for long. I started with a previous stream during the alpha. I think that was like the Saturday that just passed. And the early access started on, I think, the 18th or the 19th. No, the alpha was not the weekend that just passed, but the one before it. But yeah, right after that started, I found out that the content creator program was open. So I requested a key this afternoon, and like within like an hour, they were like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "All right, great." I will definitely go home and stream this as soon as I can. That is wrong. No, that's the right way. Okay. I probably didn't want to build that yet, though. Let us see about getting this coal generator done. Do we have space now? We can get it built. A little bit of space behind it, which is fine. This stuff just kind of got flung out there for no reason. We need to build a bit more space behind it, though. I didn't mean to build you. Get out of that rock. Get back over here. Okay, so this is about how far we want it. Alright, so originally this was about 5 spaces wide. I had to build 3 more out in this direction. So we're going to go 3 more out in the other direction for the other generators too. What, again? Damn it, concrete. Get back over here. Great physics, no support required. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. Because if they were going to go so granular as to like force the physics, then like there would be so many other things that you'd have to like consider when building structures, and that would probably make the game have a bit more depth, but like the depth would be purely tedious. I can't even see where that built. Okay, there it is. You know what? I don't even care about it. You can stay there. Plenty more concrete where that came from. So this is made by the folks that made Sanctum, if you were unaware, Abhinav. So everything is going to be extremely Sanctum-like. And one of the things that we're wondering is when you get towards the end of the game, if this is going to have any tie-ins to Sanctum itself. Okay, now just thinking about the length of stuff like this, this is probably going to need to be extended somewhat. Okay, how many... Give ourselves a little bit of room to walk between them just in case we need to. Or just enough space for a fifth. Literally just enough. Okay. Move for now. Okay, and then we want to set up the splitters. I didn't consider the amount of space that I would need for the splitters or the materials. Hopefully I have enough. Yes. 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 I do like the fact that the visuals actually show you whether or not the conveyor belts will line up in a straight line. Like, that is actually pretty nice. Like, I don't know, like, do you guys feel good when you play a game and it actually looks like things were tested and the devs cared about the stuff that they put in and it wasn't just all janky? Oh, no, not that. There we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so at the moment, I am about to start a coal factory. I'm off center on the last splitter. You are right. Wait, what? It's twisted. Okay. Yeah, they're good now. Okay, first half of this is kind of up. We need the power poles going. Okay, so we're going to set up the first poles. That's just the beginning. Gonna be our power output. OCD scream, get back there and fix it. Throw it in my damn immersion. Okay, that's power lines. Let's get the poles going. Oh, these take concrete too. How nice. What is that, 3? About as far as I want it. Which means this needs to be another power pole. That'll be the last connection over here. Pole goes over here, and then this connects the last 2. Alright. Go into this coal generator. We drops the coal in. I have 2 of these on me right now. Probably should give me a 3rd. Okay. Have to drag and drop. I would like to be able to just like shift click to drop these or move them in, but there we go. 240 per minute. Alright, so that's what we can push out right now. I guess I should pull these out too. Once we get a third, we'll knock it all the way up to 250%. Oh wait, no. It actually, you have to leave these in. Wait, I was pretty sure. No, okay. I guess I'll have to grab more then. That should be fine. Alright, but things are kind of getting to where they gotta go. Most important place for them to be right now is in the miner itself. The miner will definitely have the energy, and this is the prime place where we want to spend it. Yes, satisfactory, pun intended. Always intend your puns. So we need to get the rest of these set up. Flip. Get over here, and this is on the line. Oop. Oh, that's extremely close. Works for me. Yeah, this probably would be a nightmare if it was, you know, I will move them back just a little bit more. We have about half a space. Dismantle. 7. One of the things that I will probably want to do is build a storage thing at the end here once I kick everything up to like maximum efficiency. Still not far enough back. Screw it. Build it again. It's about as far as I want it. I guess I'll build more stuff behind it. Another set of platforms. I'll have tons of concrete once I get back anyway. Platforms are pretty much all concrete is for besides the poles. Platforms and power poles. Okay. And then there should be a line now. Yeah, that tells me when it's lined up with the other generators, which is good because that lets me keep everything in line if I want to build it symmetrically. And now I don't even... Whoa! Oh no. Oh, that's death. Damage to fix-it property detected? Huh, so that's pretty much everything just lost right there. So the question is, how many of the coal factories did I have built? Was I short? 1. Alright, I didn't really lose that. Oh, they dropped my stuff back there. That's great. So it's not that bad. Like, they could have just had all of it vanish, but they leave it on the edge of the cliff you fell off of. Guess I gotta eat some nuts now. Yep, that is exactly why you build more platforms than you need. I should have just made a complete land bridge over to that other area. The cave that I fell into earlier. I guess this is just going to be me falling into a lot of things. Don't build enough platforms, you get a lot of airtime. Luckily, this is literally just right across from where my hub is. Otherwise, I'd have to trek back across, like, however large this planet is. Now, there was a bug in the alpha where things would kind of get, this icon would get stuck here after you died. Cool. Alright. To ensure that doesn't happen again. Damn it. Okay. Those are good. Just use the rest of the materials and build a platform to cover that gap in the staircase back to base. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a staircase up there. Staircases in this game are weird anyway. Actually, building a staircase would give me a convenient way back down here too anyway. Which is something that I need. But let me get the last gen built first. 7 over here. That green line set up. Where's the other one? Oh, no, too far. There we go. That was special. I didn't realize that the blueprint was flipped because I died. Now this is 2 conveyor belts at once. Get that fixed. What the heck? I guess I accidentally... Come on, gun. Build things in the right places. Encroaching others' clearance. Wait, what? Is it because of the... Get rid of the conveyor belt then. What else is here? I thought I had this hole covered earlier. Huh. So I can build one here? No, encroaches another's clearance. Oh! Alright, fine. We'll get rid of this initial splitter. And this splitter. Weird. But if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. Alright, that's set up now. And then gotta do this one again. Then we put this back. And it's going. These not actually think they're connected anymore. This one is, so it means these aren't. And this one isn't. There we go. These probably have to have the same thing done to them. So we rebuild that one. We'll rebuild this one. Oh. We'll rebuild this one. Alright, and that should be all of the conveyor belts rebuilt. Alright. Game is no longer screwing me over. That was a great lesson in how dying and Satisfactory is horrible. Alright, so first thing we gotta look back at. That is going to get backlogged relatively quickly. This still has my crystals in it. I need to go find more crystal slugs. So then I guess the most important thing is to figure out whether or not I am going to get the crystal slugs first to overclock more stuff, or if I'm just gonna rebuild all of the initial production stuff now. We do gotta get the power poles up first though. Alright, so come back here. And the next pole. And the next pole. You have to consider the power efficiency of those conveyor belts. Conveyor belts don't consume power. The only thing that the game allows to consume power are items that have a power attachment. Anything that has one of these like sort of fluorescent lights over them will need power, and that tells you its current status. Green means it's currently powered up or producing power. In the case of these generators, that means that they have fuel. Red means it's off, and yellow means it's on standby because there was a problem with power fluctuation and it temporarily shut everything off. Or that you haven't attached any power cables to it yet. Also, is this just an improv factory, or did you already have a blueprint kind of thing in mind? So I have some ideas of how you can automate things with like the splitters and whatnot. The issue is just that when you start the game, like this is the first power factory that I'm getting to create. So this is the first time I'll actually be able to mass produce electricity automatically without me having to like manually put everything together myself. So this will probably actually give me the time to put together a blueprint of sorts and see what I can do from here. That's about as much as I can say about that right now, I guess. We want another power pole back here. Only connected to one. Alright, that's a good idea then. Let's actually move you over here. We're going to temporarily kill the power line over here and let this do that job. Our surplus power will go this way, and then that's our exit point. So right now it looks like we're producing about 500 milliwatts of power, and we'll be consuming small amounts of it just to keep the line pushing itself through. You can make conveyor belts stack on top of each other. Yes, you can make conveyor belts stack on top of each other. You need a framework, like other parts and stuff to do that though. Like not, I know you don't mean literally on top of each other. You can have like there's stackable conveyor belt frames. I think I may have those already. Logistics? No, I don't. It's something that I have to unlock, but it's visible in the stuff. I do have the tractor and the truck station already though. Oh yeah, you're right. I probably don't have to route it out this way. I can do it the other way. Alright. I'm gonna leave that there though, just in case I wind up building in that direction anytime in the future. Do I have a beacon on me? No. I need to get one. Okay, so staircase. Start over here in the corner. You know what? Actually, I'm doing this wrong. Why would I build a staircase that takes effort? This is really silly. Storage container, you're moving to 8. Foundations, you are moving to... So, then I have to build one of these. We can go up some more. Does it make me rotate this every time? Yep. Okay. Whatever. This is going to be a better way to get up here, though, than just having to jump all the time. I can just run up it rather than... Ramps also happen to be a little bit cheaper, which is a good idea. Alright, for general principle, at this point is about where I can fall off. Gonna prevent that from happening right now. Okay. Good, and then this is probably a good area to go up. Okay, and there we go. We got our ramp. It literally leads right from the back of our hub too, so we're good right now. This is a good place for the hub to be. Alright, now the coup de grace is if I could take a power pole. No, just this one right there. Drop another one right there, and does that need line of sight? Yeah, it kind of does. All right, fine. Just to be. Okay. And that's our power. So we got our base staircase going. We got our power literally just running a line up from our power station back here. Everything looks like it's running. Coal's backlogged and all the original generators. We can get one more power crystal into that miner to make sure that these things get buffed, and once we get enough we can probably just maximize all of this. And better conveyor belts. Better conveyor belts will be important. But yep, we can take that, drop another power pole over here. Alright, now we can clean up most of the junk that we had created with the power poles from here in the first place. Connect to something else. Not anymore. That means I can get all the parts back from this power station too. Thank you. Now this can just go to this. And this is back in production again. I think I'm underclocking this. No, I'm overclocking this. Underclocking this. And underclocking that because this doesn't produce as fast as it can. I could just split this rod production, and now that I have the power, I think I'll do it. I need to get a chainsaw. Yeah, let's do that while we're here. Goodbye you, goodbye you. You're gonna have to go away for a second too. I don't have the storage for everything that's in here, so I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. The first thing we're gonna have to do is we want to split everything that's coming out of here. Okay, then no, split too early. Need to smelt this first. Oh, come on. There we go. And it's still off. That's just lined up, but it's not. Good enough. Alright, from the smelter we can split. Okay, good enough. Might have to move this back a bit. How much is in here? Not that many. Alright, we can take all of them. Kill this. Really need to get rid of these trees, but we'll be able to do that as soon as we get some more of these parts being produced without me manually having to do everything. So next is this will be smelted ingots. Alright, that's producing the iron now. That iron is going to come out and need to go into a machine that will make iron rods, and then something that will also make screws. So it's going to have to make iron rods twice, and then from one of the iron rods we'll get another constructor for screws. I have a constructor here, so get two of these built. one can be directly in front almost. This one will be the rods. No power. Can't afford. Need more reinforced iron plates. Okay. For now, we'll power this one up then. And we'll build a container for it. It should go right in front. And there's our iron rods again. Once we go make a couple of plates, we will have screws. Get all of this stuff out of my inventory. Alright, now I needed reinforced iron plates, which I don't have enough screws for, but we definitely have enough rods. And then once we have the screws, we can then begin to do things like automate reinforced iron plates. Since regular iron plates I don't think we're going to use for anything anymore anyway. Another constructor. This one's going to take the iron rods, ingot into iron rods, and then those iron rods are going to then have to be put into another constructor. This constructor is going to make screws. And then that'll contain the screws. So we have production for screws, we have production for iron rods, we have production for regular plates. Since we don't need regular plates anymore, we can take everything that we have over here and divide it up so that instead of making the regular plates, it's down making the reinforced iron plates. These regular ones are pretty much junk now. So of coal. Alright, how quick can I actually get down through here? Ooh, there's still a hole there. I don't like that. Close the hole like that. Okay. So it looks like all of the generators are pretty much maxed out on coal. Is there any reason for me to actually try to store any of this? I don't think so. But I might do it anyway. Okay, so now eventually we will have way too much coal, All of these coal generators are filled up, literally. Well, yeah, but I'm eventually gonna have to redo everything over there, and then I'll just have the raw resources coming in, and then like assemblers and whatnot to make more complicated parts. So the entire infrastructure is gonna get uprooted, probably in like, I don't know, as soon as I automate reinforced steel plates or reinforced iron plates and rotors. Because that's basically what they force you into. The reason that screws and iron rods split up is because they turn into rotors, and then the plates you can actually the plates are produced twice as fast as iron rods, but you need 4 iron rods and 4 plates to make a reinforced iron plate. So it goes 1 to 1 if you split the production in half. Oh, having construction storage in the middle doesn't matter if like everything's gonna overflow anyway, because like additional storage just becomes storage whenever it maxes out. I can't redo everything now because I don't have access to all of the machinery that I would need to build to make the more complicated stuff. Like there's tiers to all of the complicated stuff, and I think there's something that gets even more complicated than what I can build now and takes even more parts. So you can build something, but ultimately you're going to have to tear it down if you want to make it as good as it can be. Get your platform. Oh, you mean the foundations. What does this need? Motors and modular frames. So when you get to the point where motors and modular frames are being mass produced, that's when you get to the last tier that the space elevator will allow now. Anyway, this stuff. What's this? Reinforced plates, rods, and... Wait, how many of those do I have on me? We'll probably get this done now. Got the rods, we got the copper. We don't have the plates yet. What's plate production look like? Just enough to get that completed. Alright, taking off. Yep. So this basically even slows down the game a bit. If you actually had the production completely set up for everything, you can't just mash it and push everything through. Tier 3 coal power, we get, these are where the better conveyor belts are, so we want to get on the production of these two things. Hey, what's going on, Thomas? How's it going? Good morning to you. Rebar gun. I think this is the new weapon, or one of them. Like rebar. Alright, that's probably our goal, because as soon as we get to this, we can start overclocking more stuff. But this is what we need to kind of fix right here, since we don't need... Actually, do we need regular plates for any more of the milestones? That's actually the most important thing to check, I think. Yes. And then after that, after this tier 2 walkways thing is done, then it's a no. But we can't do anything about that yet. Didn't you stream? No, I did one stream on Twitch of Killing Floor 2 for a little bit last night, and then I'm coming back with more Satisfactory. So I haven't really streamed too much. I've been making outlines and stuff for like videos that are going to take quite a bit more effort to get put together for YouTube. So I haven't been streaming as much. Although, I think I'll split my time between videos and streaming a bit more often. So you'll see more streams, not as many videos. I think I'm trying to limit myself to like maybe 2 or 3 videos every 2 weeks. But they're gonna be like not just straight gameplay videos, because I can just do that in the stream. And the streams get saved for everybody to view if they want anyway. What else am I doing here? Alright, this is 150 of these plates. I got 81. By the time that comes back, these plates should be made. Alright, so I really no longer need these. That's gonna finish out whatever. Actually, it's not gonna finish doing anything because nothing's consuming its power. If I learned anything from watching the y'all cast playing Factorios, is that having storage for each refined production material to always have a stockpile of them is key to be a smooth game. Yes, everything that was being produced does have storage, but none of the storage is overclocked yet. And one of the things that I need to do is go hunting for slugs. I do have the ability to do that with this now, and no, that's the wrong thing. I can hunt for power slugs, berries, nuts, and bacon mushrooms. Power slugs is what I want though. But we're not going to do that yet because there's still some rewiring that I think I need to do. Probably not yet. Oh yeah, like I love, you know, you guys actually being here while I'm streaming, because then we can chat. That's 100. Wait, there's a slug in that direction? Okay. Oh, I hope it's not underground. I'm not going through the gas yet. Wait, why do I have all of these nuts on me? I must have ran into a bunch of them. 32 seconds. Oh, they fixed that. I guess they actually did watch all the streams. Anyway, you used to be able to, like, shift click or control click the materials into the storage box before the pod came back, and it looks like now you can't. So, bacon shrooms. Yeah, I wish I had a couple of those. Oh wait, there was something else I was doing over here too. I can finish, well, I waited for it to come back already. But this here can now get power. That's maxed out. Okay, so what I wanted to do then was to take one of these lines, break it off, probably this one. Build another power pole, probably somewhere over here. Oh, hey, buddy, connect to me. Then power that again, and we can power you too. And then you make cables. And once we have the storage set up, cables are automated. Oh man, like, could you imagine getting PETA to eat bacon? Once it's organic, they got no argument. Or not organic, but you know, vegetarian. Okay, so, oh, we just have that hotkey. We need one of these. Need to not be standing on the platform. All right, there we go. Reminds me a bit of Surviving Mars, but in first person. Yeah, it's not as survivalist as Surviving Mars. That's actually one of the things I like about this, though. Like, it has that survival game feel, but because of all the construction and like the automation and not making you have to worry about like freaking stamina and food bars, this game doesn't annoy you every 3 seconds into wanting to turn it off. So this, their concrete storage. We take all that. We're gonna need plenty of platform. Eventually, I'm sure it'll get quite ridiculous. They're gonna make me have to remove this before I can build foundation under it, but that's okay. Right. Okay, so what's the power actually looking like? I'm using about 50 watts right now. 65. So we're nowhere near max. We're using maybe 10% of our total power capacity, and our power is automated. So we gotta go up. We gotta go way up. Yeah, that was a big con for me too. Even though I liked Surviving Mars, the game was a good atmosphere in itself, but it gets really annoying and pressuring. Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of developers get really wrong about survival games. Like, if you want to add in like effects or something based on hunger, that's fine. But like, there's enough issues going on in the world that like your main idea of survival shouldn't just be shoving food in your face throughout the entire game. Like, it reminds me of like one of the Elder Scrolls games where you get into combat and then like in the middle of combat you're just shoving like all of the food that you're carrying in your face for health points. Only instead of actually being in combat, it's just the shoving food in your face part. That's the whole game. That's not engaging, it's not entertaining, it's not even interesting. Like, the reason most people even play games like that is because there's some weird like technological element to it, with like you having to forage for crafting materials, and having to eat is like just a nuisance that you deal with in addition to it. So if you cut out all of the annoying parts, you get something similar to this. Oh, there you are. I can see you already. Oh, I know why I didn't get you already. You are surrounded by all of that evil green gas spewing stuff. And I want no parts of that. You can already see the gas. I mean, I guess if I had enough nuts stockpiled or something, I could probably try to grab it, but really not worth it. Okay, I guess the only thing that I really should be doing right now is I'll mine these two things, and then I'm gonna run back to base, and we're gonna get the walkway stuff completed so that we never need to actually look at regular iron plating again. No, that's already poisonous. Is it? Can I get this quartz? Wait, what is quartz for? I don't think I've seen quartz up until now. Which means quartz is probably only supposed to be in the poisonous places. And I'm not supposed to be here yet. That's, ooh. Yeah, there's like, wait, what? Oh, okay. I thought I was stuck in there for a second. That's, okay. There's probably some weird overlaps with like that particular area being like one of the high level areas that you get into late game, and like it being able to spawn quartz even though not enough space to pick up limestone. Yeah. Quartz might make glass, or you might need it for like processors or something like that when you get to computing. Oh, come on. That's poison over there too. I don't want to have to deal with that right now. Just bit first. Let's rotate this way. We'll just jump up this side, and then we're kind of okay. Gas mask, I think T6. Yeah, so we're basically at tier 3 now. Since we have coal power, that gives us our first bit of automation. We can automate the first assembly items. Once the assembly stuff is done, then actually I don't think assembly stuff will probably go for like the next 2 tiers. That's usually the way they do it. The first 2 tiers were basic materials. Tiers 3 and 4 will be assembly items, and I guess tiers 5 and 6 will be more complicated than either the base assembly items, or it'll be like some new materials that we need to look at. Alright. So, one of the things that we wanted to do here is split this up, because this is just a single thing coming in right now. So, first let's... Wait, I don't have space. Deposit some of this stuff. Get rid of the wood. Biomass some of this. Okay, that's, what is this, the quartz? No, it's sulfur. I forgot I had that. Plus the sulfur, the biomass, that'll eventually get converted to something else. Raw quartz. Copper I can smelt, but it's probably best to just dump that since that's being made automatically. Dump the coal too. One nut. Okay, so that's all good. Can't make the reinforced iron plates because I haven't made the nuts or screws. We need 10 of these, and then I just gotta go run and grab the other plates now that the pod's back. Those are in. Okay, so that's all of our regular ones, and now we get these created. The Tycoon game in a nutshell. Yeah, but like it's a first-person Tycoon, and that makes things a bit more interesting. Like, imagine if you had to manage developers and stuff when you were playing like Game Dev Tycoon, and you had to actually go to the stations and determine like what parts of the game that they were working on, have conversations with people. This game and better lets you make a bacon shroom farm to get rich. If it doesn't, I'll be very, very sad. You know what? I'm not opposed to that. Farming food would actually be pretty interesting
Milestone
because I don't
reached.
think that's something you
After
can do right
medical
now.
consultation, additional buildings aimed at factory traversal have been added. Walkways can now be accessed in the build menu.
After medical consultation. Stop dying. Alright. I see what you did there, game. You got me. Feel personally attacked now. But yeah, that means that these guys are now useless. So let's redo this entire thing here. First, shoot you in the leg. Let's get the foundation up. Because after this, we're definitely going for belts 2. Belts 2 is important. Okay. Miner. Okay. Care too much about. Okay. You and just get you connected now, so that has power. Then we gotta put it somewhere. Bacon Shroom Tycoon. Personally can't say any of those are bad ideas. Let's take you, put you over here. Alright, gonna have to subdivide this a bit more, so. Oh, you're already connected. What? Oh, you stopped because there's nothing feeding into you. Oop. Oh, actually we have a bit of space to work on this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get a smelter a bit closer to that. Melting is production. That's... Air belt has an invalid shape. Alright, it's not further enough away to work out. There we go. Okay, and from here, we need to make sure that we're having both plates and iron rods made. So, eventually that tree is going to have to go, but for now, you don't have to worry about it too much. I'm going to have fun when I get that chainsaw. Okay, so after this, decides to convert the iron ingots. It's clipping now. Did you finish the dishwasher? Oh, yeah. the last stream that I did of the dishwasher, I actually got to the end of the game and defeated the evil engineer. He died, and then I started the game on samurai difficulty, but I didn't attempt to complete it on samurai yet. No, it's completely fine. Like, you are never pressured to check all of my videos. I appreciate you actually being willing to take the time to just sit there and, you know, have a chat and watch sometime. Like, I know my channel isn't super huge, but like just looking at some of the numbers, like, still wows me from time to time. Because I think over the last year, something like 1.4 million minutes have been watched of my videos, which seems ridiculous. Like, but you know, there it is. Wait, no. Right, so here's the splitter. This way. Okay. I got my ass kicked on Samurai for 2 hours. Yeah, there was no sugarcoating the fact that that did not go well. It definitely took some getting used to, because you couldn't really just power through on Samurai. You actually have to pay attention to like the blocking patterns of the enemies and everything. But still, it's interesting. I think the dishwasher actually gets a little bit less interesting on the hardest difficulty, which is Samurai, just because I did check out Speedrun, and Speedrun is basically just Samurai with a timer on it. So like, they actually give you an in-game timer that ticks up while you're playing. But I'll probably fire it up. I was thinking about, like, maybe at some point when I'm done with the games that I have on log right now, which is basically this and Devil May Cry 5, to go back into the dishwasher and complete it on Samurai. I just know it'll take a few days. What am I looking for now? We got the split already. We need another constructor, but we don't have... what's the issue here? This is being fed... Could be being fed iron ore. Iron ore is going in. Yeah, iron ore should be going in. Oh wait, no, this is a smelter. Pfft, I am nuts. Okay, then that means we can actually turn this into our constructor. We'll get rid of all that. Our constructor. We can make this a constructor. When we do that, get it away from me first. Or I guess I can't yet. This tree is literally so in the way. Wait. Berries grew back here? No. It's just telling me that berries can grow there. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take you off. Oh, yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is amazing. Like, as far as action games go, it's pretty much got everything you want to see. Alright, so from here, this is already smelted. We need a constructor built, but we don't have the iron plates. Alright, since we got the power though, you... $45 per minute. How much is this putting out? 30 per minute? Yeah, you can get upgraded. This should be putting out 30 per minute. You can get upgraded too. Look at that. Speed run KF2 with medic using the MP5 and crossbow only. Just like KF1. Wait. How do you speed run killing floor? You mean just like getting to level 25 or whatever? I mean the reasons to level up in killing floor are different in 2 than they are in 1 though. Alright, so that's 45 per minute. Comes into 22.5 per minute. Yeah, iron plates are some of the more annoying things to get produced. Alright, let's get a new milestone. Logistics 2. This is cable. Pretty much already have that. I can go fish it out otherwise. We definitely got the copper wire. We don't have rotors or reinforced iron plates going yet. Alright. So we got iron rods and we should have screws going through. What's wrong with this? No power. Of course. Of course I didn't. There we go. Alright, so now we'll have screws. Why in the world can a company like Google not be able to fix that atrocious chat lag? Yeah. I have no idea. Like, I think when I was on Twitch, and like, I like the fact that my stuff is archived on YouTube when I stream there, but like, the interactability with the chat is just not on par with Twitch, and it shows. Like, I do wish that they could improve that a bit. Wait, they actually put these out one at a time? Oh, the conveyor belt moves them one at a time. Oh, so if you're producing like a high volume of stuff, you absolutely need the improved conveyor belts. Otherwise, things that get produced in higher quantities like these screws just do not work out. Because this is going to get clogged. The issue with chat lag on YouTube, as I understand it, is due to the way YouTube mixes their video and audio. It compresses everything before it sends it to you, whereas Twitch essentially sends you uncompressed video information. They will only downscale it if you choose a different resolution. So Twitch, you're getting the info much faster directly in its original format because it's not already being like screened for backup or anything like that. Like, I could possibly turn off things like I could switch to ultra low latency, but then I don't believe that DVR is possible. That might be wrong, though. I wonder if they changed that, because it no longer shows that DVR is impossible for ultra-low latency. You know what? The next YouTube stream that I do, I will try using the other latency options. The last time I did it, I know that for a fact, a lot of people complained that it wasn't the chat that was the problem specifically, but when you do low latency, like the initial like low latency feature, not the ultra low, your video gets fuzzy. And it has to be like just YouTube's processing. The alternative would be to do something like set up YouTube premieres. Yeah, it's a sacrifice for using YouTube. let's actually go check on the copper stuff. See how that's going. Did I actually finish what I needed to do there? There is some. 30 per minute, 15 cables. Alright, it's good that I have a bit of this on me then. And take those stacks for throwing away. They probably didn't worry about this stuff because they weren't designed to be a stream platform in the first place. Yeah, but like trying to compete with somebody else when your system was built to offer an inferior service is generally always a bad idea. And it's not even just that they have trouble getting it fixed. It's just that, like, YouTube doesn't make Google any money. Like, it's a competitive service right now to essentially offer them a way to continue offering ads and new ways for their ad business. And that's largely what Google has been for a long time, an ad business. And if they lose YouTube, then that's a like really big foothold on video. Like all of those ads go back to like streaming platforms like Twitch and Mixer and back to television. And that's a big cut of money for them. The thing is, as other platforms run into issues not serving ads or not having the viewership for the ads, they become more profitable for YouTube. As long as, you know, they don't get bombed in controversy. I mean, like Twitch, like the streaming and everything is pretty much flawless because that's what they've been doing from day one. And if they want to pitch an ad, like you can literally have people choose exactly when to pitch ads on their platform rather than just saying, hey, I want to make sure that people view ads at like set intervals on this video that I put up on YouTube. And that's it. I mean, if more people actually like just wanted to spew ads all over their videos, and you know, full disclosure, like I don't actually add any video ads to my videos except for the default starting ad that starts on YouTube, which is probably why YouTube doesn't make me any money. It's just, it's not gonna like be super profitable for them unless everybody decides they want to cash in. But also, I think that if there was something that absolutely needed to be advertised on my channel, then, you know, they would ask me to do it. But I'm not just going to voluntarily make my channel full of ads just to make an extra buck. So what was I actually trying to do here? I needed to start automating reinforced iron plates, right? But the issue with that is I need a chainsaw. To make the chainsaw, I need 10 reinforced plates and a bunch of screws. Okay. Do we have the regular plates or the reinforced plates? There's no. I guess to really make money for that, you would have to go full-time. Right, and I have a regular 9-to-5 job, so I'm not really looking to go full-time on YouTube. And that also means that I would need to be confident enough in my video crafting skills where I could craft enough videos during a given period of time to actually make YouTube a full-time job. And I think were I to be able to put in the amount of time necessary to get that done, which for me would probably be like somewhere between 10 and 12 hours a day, I could probably do that, but that isn't time that I have now with everything else going on. It might be something that I'll lean in towards in the future, maybe towards the end of this year if my moving plan goes through. But that's still to be decided. I mean, I will have had to move into a new space already and then set that space up to be able to continue producing the videos and everything that I do now. And that's also part of the reason why I haven't been like putting out as much content, like just preparing for possible moves in the near future. Unfortunately, I'm not like super sure when that's going to happen, which is why I haven't been putting out a lot of stuff. Just being infinitely prepared and never actually getting stuff done is kind of a problem. YouTube is a bitch, Twitch is far more chill, but at the same time, like Twitch being an active platform means that you really have to be consistently there at a specific time for an audience to catch on, and even then you need to be putting out content specifically that the audience wants to watch. And those two hurdles, like being consistently there and having to put out like audience or content for a specific audience, is something that's really difficult for me to do right now. I mean, most of the time that I'm on, my general demographic is going to be Eastern Europeans. Like, they're going to catch me in the morning when like they're getting ready for work or grabbing breakfast. And oddly enough, about maybe 40 to 60% of my YouTube audience is European. So the overlap is kind of there, but I don't necessarily know whether or not that YouTube audience also watches Twitch, because I've told people to like follow me on Twitch and whatnot, and the 3,000 or so YouTube subs resulted in about 94 people following me on Twitch. Yeah, when you hit a number, people won't care what you play, but you do have to consistently have built your community first. And that's where a lot of people struggle, like having being able to create content that people will enjoy, that like actually being receptive to feedback and communicating with people enough to build a community, and then converting it into that sort of interactive experience is a good way to go, but that beginning part is the most difficult. I can tell you why you got that many Europeans. Feel free. I'm actually not entirely sure about that. Wait, I know I need a 10 of these. And then I think just screws. And I got a chainsaw. So let's just use this fuel out of my inventory. Where the trees at? Yeah, I remember you. In my way. That's right. The trees are going down now. Nothing's left to protect you. Limestone? What? Where'd you get limestone from a tree? Wait, can I? Okay, no, it doesn't do anything to stones. Alright. No, the trees just happen to drop limestone. Weird. Trees are made of stone on this planet, confirmed. Easy. If we are more about the actual content and how it is presented, most Americans like it loud and flashy and stuff. You're very chill. You got a very good telling voice that you can clearly understand. 200 characters. Oh yeah. Also that. Twitch does not have that weird 200 character limit that YouTube does. And that makes things really weird too, because like, I mean, if YouTube really wants to be a rival for Twitch, they need to work on the chat experience. Like, that should be one of the first things they fix. But, you know, YouTube and fixing stuff. But I will make a mental note of that. Like, I want to try like a decent, like, low latency YouTube stream. And as long as, you know, YouTube works right, we should be good. But if it doesn't, maybe there'll be some issues with that. We'll see. Like, I'm hoping I can get another stream up tomorrow night. I don't think there'll be anything in the way. I managed to do everything I needed to today and still get home in time to start a stream. And that was even with, like, me lollygagging for a bit. YouTube equal the Epic Store? Oh. I mean, you're not wrong. But that's kind of harsh. Can't pick up any more leaves. Wait, so is it not giving me materials just because my inventory's full now? Even though I could probably pick up some stuff if it was the same type? That's a whole Twitch equals Steam. No, I think it's just a different audience. Because like even like really huge YouTubers trying to migrate over to Steam, and like they keep it open because they want the opportunity to, if everything kind of goes to shit. They play that game, and they don't get nearly the following that they do elsewhere, and so they stick with YouTube. Alright, have a good one, Thomas. Enough inventory stays. Okay. Unbanning just to reban people. That sounds like the worst thing that you could possibly do. Who thought that was smart? That's all full. I don't need this much fuel on me. Trees out. Oh, that's a whole lot of trees being blown up. Oh, no. I usually don't get to watch videos until like the same time when I would normally be streaming. So most of the time, if there's any videos in the Discord or wherever else, I will catch those like after I stream. Part of my going to bed ritual, I guess. Flip through the bit of media that I actually want to watch, and then watch it as I'm preparing to close my eyes. Okay, that's good, that's good. Alright, the important ones. Getting that out of the way. There's another one somewhere over here, right? Or was that just it? Nope, over here, you. Alright, wooden leaves. Huh. I guess that means the chainsaw kind of fuels itself by you destroying things. I guess I should leave this patch open. Just because it has flowers in it? Which is also the guy who said 900 hours, but he lied. He had 870 hours. I mean, at that point, I'm really not going to get mad at you for rounding up. If you played Fallout 76 for 870 hours, you probably deserve some sort of like Purple Heart for taking one for the team and actually exploring that game through all its depths. Because I don't think anybody is going to fault you for that, let alone try to like do anything else to help you, because that just sounds like you're punishing yourself. I don't know why anybody would do that. A buddy of mine has a phrase that he always says about Fallout 76 every time I ask him about it, and he says that it's a great free-to-play game. He's just upset he spent $60 on it, which I think is a pretty straightforward sentiment. He doesn't think the game is horrible, and I mean, I've definitely played worse, but it's not worth the money out of the box. And I mean, that's fine. You can fix the game, but like the full price tag of $60 on it up front kind of sets people off. What are we looking for here? All right, that one's plates, right? And from plates, we need 2 constructors. But for 2 constructors, we need reinforced. So we should be able to make the plates, and then once we get the plates made, yeah, we don't need to listen to this roaring every few seconds. Everyone got rebanned. That just seems so silly. Like, I can't imagine a game where that's okay. These can get out of my inventory. I'm gonna need a whole lot of these plates though. First thing I want to do with the plates is get enough to make the constructors. Need 6. I have 6. That's done. We have enough to finish the rotors yet? No. We can throw in what we have though. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely catch a biscuit. We'll probably drop a comment after looking at it too. So production, constructor, encroaching clearance. This is only attached 2 things? 2. Alright, that pole and then this machine. Okay, so let's rebuild you again. This pole. This machine. Fine. And we can get this constructor built. In here. Shove it right in. And then from there, it is going to construct iron rods. And that construction goes from iron rods into screws. And powered by that. power you. You're running. I could have just did that, but that's the one that's extending out. Walmart is exploring its own game streaming service. That sounds scary. The fact that Walmart would be looking into a venture like that is scary for a number of reasons. Mainly, it's because, one, they don't feel confident enough that the retail business is enough. And two, that they think whatever they have up their sleeves and whatever personnel they have can deliver on the same level as any other digital offering, which is weird. News polar though. Not you. Should be. That is powered. This one's making the screws. Okay. So we're almost out of space here. But we're going to need two more things. The first one is we're going to need construction or storage for this. Screws can be used for a lot of stuff. But then we're going to try to have our first assembler placed. We need modular frames, rotors, and cables. So the two things we're trying to automate now. The first one is going to be our buddy, the... Oh, we don't have enough rods. We actually starting to run out. And we're probably getting low on concrete too. You can get out of here. Oh, actually, now that I have all of this power, actually, overclocking concrete is probably the last thing I need to do. Okay, so this pumps out 30 concrete per minute at 100%. What can this do? Can take in 45 per minute. Oh, that's why I had this lowered. Because that's all it can make anyway. That's good for now then. The rods? Yeah. Those are screws. These are also screws. Screw production is not looking bad. Soon I won't have to actually make any myself. I'm absolutely sure people will meme the hell out of Walmart trying to get into digital game distribution. Not even digital game distribution, but digital game streaming. I hope that was a typo and they actually meant distribution, because distribution is easier to get into than a streaming service. If they're trying to be, you know, on live or Stadia, like whatever, they're just gonna run into so many more issues. And it will not be entertaining. So we need to get into these modular frames. Let's actually add one of these to our to-do list. Rotor should be easy. And we already have the cables. 2 screw productions, which should be amazing once they get kind of ramped up and push out these better conveyor belts. Store a ton of them up. Probably have a bit too much biofuel. Okay. You converted to of coal. Something seems weird to me that the strange alien metal ore only stacks up to 50. It must be for something very interesting if that's the case. And those weird work in progress items are probably for the tier 7 stuff that isn't available yet. Alright, that's all good. Through time. That's 3, right? And then 4 rotors. 3, 4. Okay, rotors are good. Reinforced iron plates are 9. Need more screws. All right. Yeah, definitely need Mark II conveyor belts real soon. The assembler, okay. So we're not building the assembler for the rotors yet. Because those are the easiest thing to make. We want to build the assembler for this guy. These aren't. With the lower ones, it's not much lower. How big is this thing? Oh, that works, and I'm trapped. Oh, whoops, put too many in. Grab a couple of those. Actually, I should probably keep a stack of these on me just for these to get built. Alright, so the screws go in, plates go in, and there's only 3 things that this can make right now. Reinforced plate or rotor. This one's going to be plates. Or iron plates. 24 screws. Is that the right ratio? That is... Yes. Needs power though. Then it needs to actually be stored. Extending our overlook here a bit, I guess. Actually, you know what? I want to put the storage somewhere that's kind of unified and not all over the place. Go ahead, whip out the chainsaw again. We got space. Not enough space for not available? Okay, that's new. Okay, that's where our plates are going. Okay, so we got one half of the difficult stuff out of the way. We have reinforced iron plates going through now, and we're going to want to get these kind of going a bit quicker, which will require the improved conveyor belts, so I want to get working on those as soon as possible. I actually think I have what I need to craft the rest of it. Rotors are done. We just need the reinforced plates. Okay, so we need more screws. Plenty of those. And then we need to actually get the iron plates ready, which we don't have enough of. till now. Alright, Logistics Mark II.
Milestone reached. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation.
It takes 8 minutes to come back. Okay, so now we need a new milestone, but we also have some new things to think about. Need to edit my guide for Warpaint. We're putting off exploder or fighting tips. We're doing syndicate missions for people who wants the medallions. Oh, is that why you were thinking about Limbo earlier? I mean, if you were going to do the syndicate missions with Limbo, as long as you have like Animal Instinct or something that has loot radar, and you could just smash all the items and then pick up whatever comes out, and anything left on the map that is a lootable item is just going to be a medallion. Oh wow, this takes reinforced. Okay. So I really can get rid of like regular sheet metal once we get there. Oh wait, you need 7. Jeez. Depends on the length of the conveyor belt. Gotcha. Yeah, that's fine. Oh gosh, does anybody actually need to farm those? Oh man, and now that we got Mark II belts, time to go revisit the coal factory. Wow, even the storage unit for coal is backed up. Maybe not. I mean, until I get enough power slugs to overclock all of those machines, it's really no point. Because they can barely handle this right now. Oh, wait a minute. You can clear this underbrush too. You know what? I haven't been back up there to see what's up there in a while. I think that's where I saw that other floating summer slip. Oh, was almost a very deep fall. Oh, that is 2 more copper veins sparkling in the distance. But there's poison gas around the edge of this cliff, so I don't trust it. Can't do anything about those. Alright, inventory is guaranteed to be full now. Head back. Just process the rest into fuel. I should probably build a truck. I don't have any big use for it yet, but at some point I will. And one of the other things that we also will want to do is to actually get these iron rods and screws processed into rotors. Let's go get a new milestone. I didn't set a new one yet. Too busy ordering trees. There's the rebar gun, which I don't think we'll really need yet. Steel production. Miner Mark II. Extracts solid resources from the resource node it is built on. Normal extraction rate is 120 resources per minute. Resource rate is modified on node purity. Outputs all extracted resources onto connected conveyor belts. So, Miner Mark II was something that I was actually waiting for and wasn't available in the alpha. Encased industrial beam. Industrial beams utilize the compressive strength of concrete and tensile strength of steel simultaneously. Interesting. Oh, so they're I-beams. Static parts of a motor. And then heavy modular frames. Wow. Steel beams, steel ingots, iron and coal. So that's where we need the extra coal for. And steel pipes. You know what? We got a bit of time. Let's work on this rebar gun. I'm pretty sure I can get the stuff for that quite easily. Crash the rare gem market for Fortuna. Okay, then we need rotors. 25 and reinforced iron plates. $25. Okay. The rotors crafted first, I guess. I think the processing of these bolts getting used up pretty quickly. The ones over here are the stash that we'll probably have to dip into. Just have raw limestone? All them screws, it's not even enough. I'd almost missed as much leaves as I did screws. That's ridiculous. You know, when I first started this game, I thought that at some point I might run out of fuel. When does this game come out for PS4? Actually, let me grab the launch date. I know it's coming, but Nope, that's the content update. Actually, I'm not sure. They have an estimated one here, but this isn't actually from Coffee Stain. No, they only list the early access, so I'm not sure at all. I don't know if the actual release date is publicly available yet, or if they just, if I just can't find it at the moment, but it looks like I know it's when it's out of early access, but early access just started and they didn't specify a period of time for how long it would last. And this is the only, this is the first title I've actually seen them put out an early access release for, so I'm not sure how long the periods usually last either. I would guess sometime towards the summer. If they're in early access for like 3 to 6 months, that makes sense. But there is the possibility that this is in early access for a year and it gets pushed back, so I wouldn't say anything concrete yet. But yeah, I think it's hilarious that they put out the release date for this game or published it in like magazines and everything else, but they only use the early access date. They don't have information about anything else. But trust me, you don't want it. It's because there's still a bunch of bugs and stuff in the game, and you wouldn't want to purchase it at full price with the stuff that they still need to fix. I would probably keep an eye on the game just because they are going to be adding a bunch of features over the early access. So the final release should actually look and play a bit better than what people are playing right now. And by then it should be a better experience. Console doesn't have an early access category. Usually games that goes on consoles are finished. Yeah, I know. Sure you weren't typing that for me though. Alright, all of you fuel bastards are getting out of here. Yeah, that's basically the issue that the 7 Days to Die crew ran themselves into, where they decided to do early access releases on consoles and they just don't have the manpower to support them. Okay. Need more iron plates, or I can just go grab the finished reinforced. With my door. This isn't actually running out that fast. Mark II. Yeah, don't need to be sped up. They're barely doing anything. And these are pretty much kind of jammed right now anyway. 5 per minute? So basically this could do better. .5 per minute's an improvement. That's actually, I think, where we want it. So what's this putting out per minute? 22.5. It should actually be able to handle more. I'm not producing screws fast enough, so I can actually turn this down a bit. Actually, no, because this will just let this build up. Screws, however, are not being produced fast enough and can be overclocked. 15 to 60. Pushing out 15. So this is fine. Unless this gets sped up. Now take 22 per minute. How much does it cost? Oh, I don't have the tier 2 miners unlocked yet. I need to unlock that. One year of alpha, a year and a half for beta, half a year for polish. So the early access is probably alpha, I mean beta. The alpha is pretty much done with. They had a closed alpha last year. And then the alpha weekend 2 weeks ago before going into early access now. So this is pretty much the beta stage of the game. Once they finish the stuff here and then at the 7th tier for the full release, it'll be done. They're probably just bug hunting globally now. To get more and faster screws, you need to build higher level belts. Yep, I just got access to the higher level belts. And poof. Alright, we need a new milestone. Equipment, new parts. The logistics level 3 gets us level 3 belts and storage container mark 2. What does that even do? The 2-tiered storage container. It's double the slots. Improved melee combat. Dino Basher. Heavy electric shock self-defense weapon for melee range. So, oh, 5+ inventory slots. That's amazing. But I guess the first thing to do would be to get steel production started. Yeah, I probably should have get ready to go in like another 27 minutes or so. Normally cut off about a half an hour sooner, but I get sort of wrapped up chatting with people, so it happens from time to time. We'll do a slightly longer stream. I guess I'll clean up my inventory and stuff so I can get this started again. Spiked rebar. Just chisel some spikes onto the iron rods that you already have. Let's go here. We'll still be using Mark II belts for a while. Mark III aren't going to be that useful yet, and we'll need the materials to actually get them running anyway. I think the most important thing to do now is after we get this second set of things set up, you know what? Why don't, instead of setting these up like this, actually just cut this off here. Nope. That's what we want to do. Need that pole. And then we will set these up to take in another assembler. Make a roller coaster of conveyor belts. I think at one point when I get bored, that might be what I do. Just have it like slip and slide all over the place, see what happens. But there's still like objective things right now. Belt level 3 are really cheap. Well, they cost more materials the longer they get. We got screws there. We got rods here. Oh, we need an assembler. I need to make frames and rotors. Can't put those on the to-do list until I actually get to a bench. I don't want to hear you rattling. Okay, before I throw myself off a cliff again, back up and give myself room. There we go. With some good old clipping. Alright. Rotors. 18 rods in, 132 screws. It's a little bit overkill on screws, and we need power. You. Okay, so there will be our rotors. 6 rotors per minute. Jesus, that's slow. But it's something. This is probably what we'll be doing the next time we get in here. because everything else is basically timed at this point except for the construction of the those reinforced iron frames. And the frames is just a matter of picking up the materials and crafting a few of them real quick. I don't really need that automated yet until I have long-term use for it, and that'll mess up everything else that we have going here. I should probably build some long-term storage, which once I get this storage level 2, I can probably just condense these and rework these to be a bit more efficient. I'll probably kill everything here and then just build a ton of foundation somewhere too. Might even relocate. Now that we have the power and everything we need. Not even using 20% of our power yet? Oh, there we go. There's our spikes. Looks like we can probably go up to about 133. No, I probably still want to get a couple other things done. Like, I'm not sure if slug positions in the game might be static. If they are, you can actually get a pretty good head start just knowing where they spawn. Because they don't seem to come back very quickly if they regenerate at all. And since the game has like the whole no lost materials thing, there's a good chance that they don't. But there's a lot of exploring that I have to do. Like, I basically came over to this corner of the rock and ran through everything. And if there's things like steel production, then we'll probably have to build steel before we get to the computers. Whoa, there's... Oh, I thought that was a crash. There might be a market feature in the future with a currency with the stuff you produce. There might be. Like, depends on what they decide the end purpose of the space elevator will be. Because right now, you basically just take a few pieces of, like, high machinery, shove them in there, and that's it. And you only do it, like, I think 2, maybe 3 times. There's some dangerous stuff in here. And I know for a fact that there's like there's a bunch of items that they don't necessarily have in place yet that you're gonna have to do research on for the last few tiers in the game. The Somer Sloop and the Mercer Sphere or Mercer Orb are definitely going to have to go into the research thing at some point. Like, it says that you don't get anything if you toss them in there now, but the option to do so isn't even there. So that's a bit of research that we'll have to do, and then it'll probably lead to something else. Like, that's actually probably one of the most underutilized parts of the game right now, this. Like, you have to go out and do a lot of searching before you can run into anything that's particularly useful there. And everything that I've found so far, I've done the research on, so. All of this wood. I don't even think you'll really need a way to make slugs. They give you the opportunity to craft a ton of overclocking machines. And the way that most of the veins and everything are set up, the base machine upgrades essentially set it up so that you don't need to overclock. You essentially just get more efficient parts, which don't require you to use shards. Like for instance, once I get the double speed mining going, I no longer have to worry about overclocking the miner, or I get to subdivide the machines more often and make better use of the power stations. That's probably what's going to make the biggest difference. Like the improved miner will allow me to then just go overclock the power stations, meaning I can subdivide all of the manufacturing better, and then I just build better machines for the manufacturing. And that's assuming I even need to do that. I'm only at like 20% power capacity right now, and everything except for the reinforced frames are being built. One of these. Get out of here. Maybe they will add a way to 3D print those slug batteries. You may even be able to get by without the slug batteries. Like, I think the answer is honestly going to be no batteries. No, I understand what you're saying about min-maxing. What I'm saying is that, like, it's important to actually not worry about the min-maxing until you get the most efficient machinery available, because that minimizes the amount of time it takes for you to rebuild your base repeatedly. Like, I'm worried about having to rebuild this when I get to Mark 3 belts, and it could be the case that when I get the Mark 4 belts, that completely changes like the amount of power that I'm able to deliver to the infrastructure. And if that's the case, then it's even worse. And with the whole power generating from the coal factories, because you can get to a better level of mining machinery and then overclock the mining machinery itself that pushes out the minerals for the coal, you can actually then go ahead and just double the amount of factories that you have running. And so I'm going to eventually just go and duplicate that power factory that I have going for the 500 watts when I get the Mining Mark II. And that's going to become a 1,000 watt coal factory. I mean, even if it does, like, that's just going to be another situation where it's like, all right, let's find a new place to derive our power from, and boom. Or it'll get fed like some weird material, and then that gets it started, and then you're good. You know, I'd be surprised if you don't get the tier 7 and it doesn't say like perpetual energy machine or something like that. That would be pretty nuts. Go stash the oil reserves. Oh, I need those. E7 is a volt spamming discharge over and over. That would probably make a bit of sense. This is absolutely done though. Like eventually this plant is just not going to have trees anymore. That'll probably be my mission. You're now getting a lot of biofuel, but you're really close to coal generators. I already have coal generators. Like, I'm gonna be real, this biofuel is me being OCD about not wasting resources. Because at some point, I'm gonna have to load up a bunch of trucks. Yeah, see? Like, this is all off of the 60 coal per minute like production, and once that miner goes up to Mark II and it's at 120, this whole thing's getting duplicated right over there. So we're gonna have, instead of 500 milliwatt hours, 1,000 milliwatt hours, and then we're gonna take we're going to take all of the crystal slugs we can find and just jam them in as much stuff as we can to overclock it once we got that power going. See, we should have a few built up reinforced and other things going now. Wow, this is pretty much completely empty. It's just passing right through now. All right. 31 in there. 73 in here. The copper and the cables we already have. We need to craft up. I'm gonna need more of these because I have to craft the frames. 32 will get me close. And I'm probably packing a ton of screws. Yeah, I am. Okay, so in this case, it's just that this thing doesn't seem to be able to produce fast enough. Which is fine. That just means as soon as I get a slug, it's getting tossed in there. Wait, did I say... I said milliwatt. I meant megawatt, yes. That is probably me being tired. Alright, so with this frame... That's done. Already carrying those. We need to go grab the cables and probably a full stack of copper just in case we need it for more stuff. Copper has never actually maxed out, and that's one of the things that I'm surprised about in this. And let's just put this unfinished one back. Cables. Someone will make a spreadsheet of what is needed to completely min-max the shit out of production to be 100% efficient. Yeah, ultimately, like, that's going to depend on exactly what you're creating and from what type of materials. But if you wanted to purely min-max everything, like, okay, so if you wanted to, you could possibly pump 100% of stuff up to max efficiency. But to do that, what you would do is you'd need a line of conveyor belts pumped into storage facilities, and those storage facilities would then be the main holding tanks for all your resources. You would use the fastest possible belts to take the materials out of the storage facilities. You'd get all the veins into the storage facilities via belt mergers, and then you would just pump them out that way. That way you have resources coming out at maximum speed, and then you could do whatever, subdivide it as much as you possibly can to get it working as fast as possible. You could even have like a single belt feeding, like, I don't know. That's probably what I'll wind up doing, like figuring out how I can get like all of the coal into like a storage facility, and then splitting some off into like steel production, and then the rest back into the factory. And then like it'll get crazy once you actually sit down and start like mathing things out. But this is all just like rough drafts of getting stuff done. But if you guys are willing to watch, I am absolutely down to do it. This is pretty much the kind of stuff that I do at work. You know, aside from the customer service and like educating other people. Because that's a part of it too. Where am I even going? It's about that time. Let me go ahead and pump as much of this stuff in as I can. We're going to add that. And the rotors, close but not quite there. What are we short of? Need more bars. This is clean. Wait, why is this backed up? Oh, because this is overclocked. I didn't need to be overclocked. Oh, that's maxed out then. Oh no, dude, go to school. I'll do another stream tomorrow, so you will have more things to look at then, so don't even worry about it. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for stopping by, Killstrike. So, now that I actually have this, you can start getting as much of those rotors out as possible. I'm not actually pushing out 30 rods a second, am I? Actually, it might. Let it ride. Nah, you don't need to overclock the screws. The screws are backed up. See? What I might need to do is conveyor belt Mark II this, though. It's already a Mark II? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's our production amount is right. Pushing out 15 a minute. Yeah, there's not really much I can do there. Holy crap, that's a lot of materials for rotors. Alright, we got what we need. Send them up. Okay, so
Milestone reached. Steel production unlocked. Foundry and improved miner included to ensure efficiency of new pipelines. A collection of new, more complex parts is now available for crafting.
yep. The important things for going forward are going to be using the Miner Mark II, figuring out what the heck this foundry can do, and Logistics Mark III is the next milestone. But that's what we'll be dealing with tomorrow, so hope you guys will enjoy that when we get there. Either way, I want to thank everybody for coming out to this stream. I sincerely appreciate it. You guys have been great. Thanks for the chats. And we will chat more, hopefully next stream. Until then, I want you guys to take care of yourselves. And I sincerely mean that, because literally there's no point in me doing most of this if you guys don't want to come out and watch or chat. So make sure you have a good day. And until next time, as always, have a good one, folks.